Right, let me get started, then we're going to check out the figures that we have. Right. Unemployment rate was as expected. Okay. Morning, morning. So it seems like we made that support mid-range again. This time prior to the news. And those on the 15-minute time frame. Right, let's get a music player up. So what are you looking at this morning, Kels?
What's that?
What are you looking at this morning?
I don't know, I've just set my zones out. Messy, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's a little bit messy, yeah.
But, yeah. I've got, like, a zone drew at, like, what? 950-ish. Maybe get support above there to retest 148, 200.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of looking at the same thing. I just was wondering whether this 15-minute support was created to...
I was thinking about that, but then I saw the news was coming in. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I think as well, we closed below this previous resistance and then now we're just kind of like bursting up. So yeah, a little bit of consolidation over here. Yeah, like we had a breakout in late Asian, corrected in pre-London, tapped into Asian support, and then now moving up to retest the high. Morning everyone on YouTube.
Let's say it seemed like the 4 hour kind of had to pull back to 147, like 600, and now we're forming support, maybe to retest the high.
Yes, that's what I'm potentially looking at. I definitely think we could continue moving bullish today, since we've respected the daily low already.
It was weird though, because like the whole day yesterday we were trying to hold 147,900 on the 4 hour, and then the last candle just dumped down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I'm thinking my thought process here is it's gonna have to be buys above basically 147,980, because then it's kind of like we're trying to create some support back above 148. That's what I'm thinking here.
Yeah, I suppose that is the 1 hour level at 980. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely moving up. I think we're gonna need to probably wait for some support or something though, because we don't particularly want to be buying after we've already pushed up. Plus we know there's usually like a pullback for open as well, so something I'm bearing in mind.
I was kind of looking at that on the 15 minute, where would the stop have to been. Probably thinking like on the 30 minute below around 147, 660. But I mean, yeah, it was hard to take that buy. I think having your stop just below that candle.
Yeah, I think maybe even could have taken it as it started to surpass the 15 minute, but then obviously you're massively reducing your range at that point. I think that was quite a difficult one actually, because of the way it was closing and where it was closing. Because if we look, we had resistance over here and we closed back below this resistance level. We create one bullish candle, which is not a sign. One 15-minute bullish candle is not confirmation, because based on where we were closing below a key resistance level. So the only thing you could argue is that we created support practically at like Asian support again, but I mean that's like kind of one of those candles that it could just continue moving bearish, you know, like there's no, I don't believe there was confirmation on this particular case. I think the only way you could have looked for buys is if maybe we started to break the highs or come back above this area, but I think that's pretty, that was quite tough. So 4 hours flipping bullish, breaking the high.
I was actually just awake. I checked my phone this morning on the half 4 to 4:30 candle. 30-minute closing above, but I was like, it's too early for a trade.
Yeah. You really got like 10 pips, but you could have got caught at any point in that heavy pullback.
Yeah, true.
Morning, Freddy. Early one. Yes, we're gonna starting from 7. I think it's just gonna be easier. I did say I'd start from next week, but to be completely honest with you, yeah, I'd rather just get it, just start now. See, this range is obviously a good range in terms of, you know, where we could continue moving bullish for sure. But the only thing I don't like is there is a lot of issues within this range. There is quite a few issues. The only thing I'm thinking is, oh, could we have the volume to maybe, you know, like close above and then actually continue moving up? That's what I want to find out. Paper traded buys on my phone after 7 AM 15 minutes. Yeah, I think it made sense, but it was quite like a difficult one because we had news as well. Do you really want to be buying or selling into news with just one candle? That's the only thing. We had unemployment rate numbers were the same, so I mean it was not bad news, if that makes sense. But it's a very don't know. It's a very weird situation right now. You know, the price action is not so clear. You know, there's probably gonna be a little bit of waiting involved here today. But at the end of the day, if I don't see something I like, I just stay out of the trade. You know, even if I only have 1-2 wins a week, it doesn't bother me. You know, I have to be disciplined and selective. If there's something that you just don't have confidence in, then you know you just gotta stick to that basically. Ooh, Freddie hadn't checked the news. Yeah, man. Yeah, we had some news at 7 a.m. this morning. I need to change the video description actually, because I've got it says 7:30. Oh no, it doesn't say a time. Let's get some likes on the stream, guys. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like a solid support above 147,980, Kelsey, based off of how crappy this area is to the left. You know, this was a solid support area previously, so surely we would need to solidify that area once again. Okay, we're gonna do some other breakdowns here in a sec. Looking for buys above 0.980, but the 1 hour there is so ugly. Yes. I'd say 1 hour is quite ugly price action, but what you would probably want to expect is, you know, potentially the fact that, okay, we could still continue moving up based on the fact that we have a lot of wicks up into this area. 4 hour, you know, these wicks are going to get filled based on the 4 hour time frame. They all tap into the same place. And if we look on the 4 hour, you know, the wicks always tap into the same place. The other thing as well is that because we had these wicks down over here, we can see how we're starting to create this wick rejection here now to start heading up. So I do particularly want to start to see some form of support forming above this kind of area, the zone, and then I will believe that these wicks will get filled at the top of this range based on the 4 hour. This would be your target, but for me, I don't know. I think it's actually, like, so far today, it's, you know, it's printed pretty difficult to be able to, because if we look at the zone, you know, we never respected this resistance. We usually look for respect of resistance to continue the bullish trend. We closed back in the range, then we came up and just broke the high like that to move up. Gosh, these tunes are not great. I do apologize, guys. I need to just one weekend just sort it out and just get proper stream music, one that I'm not gonna get copyright claims on, and just find some good tunes, man. So yeah, so we should see as well, because if we look left, right, in this area above this zone, right, so if we look about buys above this zone, more than likely we're gonna see some form of wick back down into this area. There's a lot of liquidity, a lot of wicks in this zone, so we'll more than likely need to see, you know, like a candle closing above, next one start to wick down, and then start to continue driving up. That's what we're gonna try and look for. Or maybe like a support forming, solid support would form, nice wick rejection, something like that also be good. Yes, it does sound like Mario Bros. It's a gaming playlist. Oh well, the music isn't the most important thing. I just don't really trust this level because we never really fully retested this level. Bro, can you check AUD USD please? If you send a chart, I'll be more than happy to do that. Right, let's check out gold over here. So looking at gold on the daily. So daily is obviously closing back above the support area. It may need to retrace a little bit to do some form of retest. Or are we going to start to create resistance to retest this low that we've created, this lower? Well, we kind of got lower with the wicks, so that's what we're kind of thinking here. So we could retrace, create some resistance like mid-range like this, and then continue with the trend. Taking a look on the 4 hour. We had that bullish move up yesterday, and now we've reached a resistance, and we've tapped into resistance. It does seem like we're trying to move down a little bit here. Looking on the 1 hour, I think you'd want to see a solid confirmation of that, and I think probably the best situation is going to be a break below this 1 hour support, because then you have this clean move coming down at that point. Right, if we look on the 30 minute, same situation really. We have support down over here, right, that we need to break. We also obviously had a support over here, which we're trying to close below, but I think better sells would be below this area, because then you have a nice clean move at that point. Nice clean traffic, big range, like 1,000 pip, 98 pip range, sorry, 980 pip range. No, that's not, sorry, that's 100 pip range. What am I saying? Sorry, 100 pip range, 95 pip range. That's pretty good range. So that's gonna be probably better for gold sells. But pound yen right now, I'm not sure right now. I think this is one of those situations, right, where we pull back, we create a little support, and we could have quite easily created a bearish candle over here to continue this move down. So I just, to be honest with you, the only way you could have really caught these buys was maybe place like a buy stop just above this high over here, like just above this zone, and then your stops were needed to base them in below this zone because of this consolidation from the Asian session. But I just don't really like that. I'd like to have seen a little bit of consolidation, then a nice support created, maybe some rejections, and that would have made more sense. But I think this is quite difficult in all honesty. Morning, Junior. I'm just gonna stick you on mute, mate. One sec. Yeah, obviously, if you want to talk, that's fine. Just if you're not talking, I'd appreciate if the mic could be muted. Thank you. What do I think of roadmap? I don't know, man. I think you know what I think, but I mean, yeah, they need to. I don't really get what the caution. Well, I get why he can say he's being cautious, but I mean, there should be an urgency to open up. You know, these restrictions are very severe situation. You know, and yeah, he's gonna have to. What's the word? I mean, what can I do about it? But no, I think he should open up a lot quicker than he has, or is planning on. Plus, I don't trust the way he talks. You know, you listen to him. He says, "I can't cast iron guarantee. I can't rule out a fourth lockdown." Why would we need another bloody lockdown? We don't need it. You know, we've been in this situation for a year, right? I mean, come on, guys. I can even show you data right now, yeah. Of, you know, obviously comparing the UK to Sweden, they have no lockdown and their deaths falling right now. You know what I mean? It's just, man, I don't trust these people. You know, their stupidity is really shone through this situation. Okay, so we're just kind of waiting on pound yen. I mean, I don't really see good buys until we're basically above 147.980, to be completely honest with you. Probably want to see some support forming in all fairness, because of this mess to the left, this amount of support level, these wick rejections. I personally believe we're going to need to wait for some solid support above, some form of support. Okay, so the 30-minute candle closed bullish. It's closed at this area. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any like buy stops right now. We do have like a weaker bearish candle at this area, but I want to see it. I want to see a solid close above. I mean, see, back me in the old days, I would be looking at buys right over here, but I don't think that's quite the right idea right now. Okay, I was gonna say yes. Right, let's check out Euro NZD. So looks like the daily is retracing a bit. Daily's retracing. Maybe it's kind of come back to this area to do some form of retest to continue down. Let's look at the 4 hour. So 4 hour is also retracing, but it's at this potential rejection area now. Looking on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, we're at this rejection area to the left hand side. So let's kind of see what's going on with the smaller time frame. So we created a support in pre-London, or we did a little fake out of this previous resistance. I mean, yeah, no, we can kind of draw it as support, really. Yeah, we can draw that support. So we created support back above that previous support area, or we could say rejection zone. We're currently moving up. It seems like we're having some issues to that area to the left. Looking on the 30-minute candle closed bullish. I mean, I think it's obviously structure-wise is good to continue up, but for me, I'm just like, whenever I see these rejections, there's nothing to the left, but all you have is, you know, these previous zones where we're in a heavy downtrend. I just wouldn't trust it. I'd rather wait to take buys once we have a clear high created, and then wait for that retracement and then execute. Look at GJ break resistance. Okay, someone's on the ball. Yeah, it may break up above this area, but we need something a bit more solid. I mean, the buys really would have been somewhere over here. You know, if you were looking for buys for 7 AM, your 7 AM buys was down over here without a doubt. You know, but right now we're gonna need something a bit more solid, a bit more structure above this area for me to want to take buys. How about your JPY? Yes, we'll check out your JPY. So EJ, let me start off with the daily. So looks like daily's created some support, this weaker bullish candle, but has established some support over here. Has made a high, so you're looking for a retest of this high. Looking on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hours trying to move up, but it is approaching this resistance right over here on the 4 hour. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, looking on the 1 hour, it seems like we're trying to close back above this. Don't know, it's very messy actually on the 1 hour time frame, but I mean, we have a resistance over here, right? And once we break above this resistance on the 1 hour, we have a clean move coming up to retest the high at that point. So that's going to be the best range for EJ. But right now, I mean, okay, let's just presume that we're trying to close back above the support over here. And I think if we can create some support back above this level, then we can continue moving bullish. So my thoughts on EJ are, can it create some support over here to first of all continue moving up to this resistance? That's first of all. which is like a 22 pip range, which is good for Euro JPY. And then if it can break above resistance, then can it continue on to retest the high on the 4 hour and the daily, which is around another 25 pips away. So we just kind of got to wait here for a little bit, wait for some support, something like that, and then it should be good. GU, let's say GU tried to create some support here again. Yeah, I'm not really trusting taking buys on an impulsive on this resistance yet. Yeah, I want to see some solid support formed. But I think this move at 7 AM was difficult. Plus, I never knew I was never going to take a trade at 7 anyway because of the news. Does seem like we're moving up. So we're coming above this area. Yeah, still gonna wait for something more solid here. Damn, if this 30 minute has a deeper bottom wick, I can go with a buy as it broke the 4 hour high. Yeah. Yeah, you could. I mean, for me, I'm just thinking like, okay, well, we have a lot of issues to the left. We have this resistance over here. We have a lot of wicks. We have a lot of rejection points. So probably going to want to wait for some form of support. Let it do its thing. We probably should pull back for open. Set up something and then continue. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But if it's another no trading day for me, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. If I don't feel confident in a trade, then it doesn't really make sense for me to be in it, does it? Good evening from Australia. Oh, nice. Good evening. You're right. That's why I'm also not taking this. Yeah, I'm just waiting here. I think that, you know, there's a very high probability that it will continue up to 148, 250. Don't get me wrong, but for me, I'm gonna need something solid to form over here, because, I mean, this move up was with you know, news. We didn't want to take a trade with news. There wasn't really much confirmation, so the only situation you had was this retest of the high. But you had a support for mid-range, yes, agreed. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it made sense, but still, I think it would have been a little bit risky, considering we could have wicked up and then started to reject. The only way you could have really got that right is if your stop loss was in a good place, you know, maybe like below these wicks. But I'm not so concerned about it moving up at the moment. I'm not really concerned about it. I hate when GJ just runs without me. Yeah, I mean, it's moving up, but it's not left the station yet. So just relax, stay patient. There'll be opportunities. Looks like gold's having some issues over here. It's kind of like retracing a bit. Euro NZD come back down to support. So if it was to create support again, then it would be more better to look for buys or look for some form of sell to correct this move coming up and continue with the overall trend. So if we break this support, this would be breaking pre-London support. You have a clean 14-15 pip range at that point. But either way, price has made a higher right now. So this becomes a target. Hi, can you analyze the NZD USD chart? If you send an NZD USD chart, then yes, of course. So we've got 4 minutes left for the 15-minute candle to close. How can I send? So what you want to do is you want to go to this little snapshot photo, and you want to scroll to the right hand side and you want to copy this code from where it says /x and then all the way to where it says / and then you want to send that into the YouTube chat. Did you trade NY session? No, I mean I did wait around after the stream to see what would happen, but all that basically happened was nothing until later on in the session when it actually started to break down. So I didn't catch this sell move. It was at like 2 o'clock. I think I was making a drink or something. I wasn't on the computer at the time, but if I'd taken a trade, I would have definitely been in sells in this area. There was quite a lot of confirmation for these sells. I mean, it's basically a resistance formed right over here. If you class this as support, you can see how that 30-minute it closed below this support. So there was two confirmation. It was creating resistance, below this level. It was creating resistance over here. And we closed below this minor support. Clean traffic to the left. It was just an easy sell. I mean, clean candle moving down. So we got like a minute and a half. Come on guys, let's get some likes on the stream. We got 60 people nearly and we got 23 likes. It's a 50% win ratio. Right, let's see how this 15-minute candle is closing. It's trying to close bullish. Okay, so the 15-minute candle closed bullish. It's closed above that area. The 30-minute candle is obviously still open. So we just gotta wait. Hello, why you not show your face? Don't know. Because I don't want it right now. I will do eventually, but not yet. I can't see which trade you took. I haven't taken a trade. Breaking above the highs over here. Something's just telling me just to wait for something solid because of this kind of messiness to the left hand side. I mean, if we just move up, then we just had a lot of volume and we missed it. Could you please check my gold analysis? Yes. If you send a chart, I'm more than happy to do so. No wick on the bottom on the 15 minutes. Yeah, there's no wick on the bottom right now on the 30 or the 15 minute. Oh, sorry. So yes. Yeah, still waiting over here. I want to wait for something solid. I want to wait for a support to form because of the mess to the left. Plus, I mean, we can't really take buys over here, you know, because we've already moved up. I mean, yeah, you could have anticipated a little bit of a continuation, but where are you going to put stop loss? I mean, it doesn't really, you know, even if we were to go to the 15-minute time frame, I mean, it's pretty risky move up. Even with like a 7-pip stop loss, you could easily get stopped out in that situation. But I personally think we're going to need to wait for some support. We've had quite a bit of consolidation within this area, so a nice retracement would be better for me personally. Where am I? But hey, if we missed the move, we missed the move. I mean, what can I say? Like, it is what it is, you know? I mean, you can even argue, you know, good buys are going to be above 148.250. Haven't even analyzed a break above 148.250. Haven't even got around to analyzing that. I had buy gold at 18.12, so it's gone to go up. You have buys at 18.12. It's below 18.12. Oh, 18.12.01. Yeah, it's still below that now, so you should be running in a drawdown. I don't think from a structure perspective gold is heading up right now, to be completely honest, but I mean it could do, but you would need this 30-minute candle to close back above this support to the left for that to be possible. If it doesn't, if it closes below this level, this previous support, then I would think about starting to manage that trade, because you have a support right over here, previous resistance. If we're in an uptrend, we need to respect support to retest highs. If we're not respecting support, then we can head down to the next support level. So I would be very cautious if you're in gold buys right now. I mean, if you're in gold buys, you know, do whatever, but I'm just saying I would be cautious coming forward. Hi, I took the snapshot for NZD USD. Here is the link. I can't see the link. It's not coming up. I don't know why. Sometimes it just doesn't come up. Right, we've got 10 minutes left for pound yen. What I'm hoping is we could pull back to this area, create some nice solid support around 148, and then I think we can have nice buys here today. But if that doesn't happen, then then I just have to accept I've missed the move that happened with the news. You know, it pushed up with the news, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So that's why I'm kind of, you know, just gonna try and let price do its thing, make a high, move up, retrace, and then look for some more upside. But I think it's crazy how they're trying to say, I think it's crazy how they're trying to say that school kids have got to wear masks. I mean, what the hell is that about? I mean, we are really living in cuckoo land. You know, all this time in school, and they want to make them do it now. Come on, man. Okay, can you see my link that I posted? Yes, let's check out your charts. Let's check out your charts. Let's check it out, check it out, check it out now, y'all. Sorry. Right. Right, why didn't that work? Okay, there we go. So this is gold 1 hour time frame. Okay, so potential buy if it breaks 1818. Okay, yeah, you probably want to see a solid support form, but yeah, okay. And potential sell if it breaks 1802. Yeah, that one I'd probably say is better. The sells are much better. You've got nice clean candles to the left, overall downtrend. So yes, I would say sales look good at that point. I would just say, you know, do you really need these EMAs? Are you using these EMAs? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what they're for. You tell me what you look for with an EMA. Otherwise, you know, you could have a lot more of a cleaner chart there. But yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat. But I always encourage people to tell me why they use the indicator that they're using. You know. Like if they have a rule, if they say, oh, I can't take a buy until the EMA is above EMA, then that's fine, that's fair enough. But we want to make sure that, you know, you guys are understanding that if you're not even using the indicators, there's no reason to even have them on the chart. I was gonna say, Junior, if you want to talk, ask questions, that's no problem. But sorry, I think you keep on muting yourself by accident. So if you want to ask questions or anything, that's fine. But obviously we don't want to hear any background noise. But thank you. I appreciate sometimes it's accidental. So it looks like we are kind of pumping up with pound yen here. May just be one of those days. GJ wants to do no retest, take no prisoners. But the way that I see it, with these wick rejections that we have to the left, we should revisit this area before we start to head up. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. That's my reasoning. So as long as I can see that happening or start to see support form somewhere over here, you know, then I know that at that point we should continue up. Hello, I'm back. I late today, sorry. No worries. No, you can turn up whenever you want. H, you in any trade today? No trade today. I mean, I knew there was news at 7, so I wasn't going to take news. Can't really take buyers over here because we have resistance over here. This candle's breaking up, no confirmation, so we just have to wait. I mean, what can I say? I just have to wait. You know, it's never gonna be 100% perfect, you know. Plus, I would never. I just don't see how I would like to have taken buys on a news candle. It's pretty. You know, obviously, depending how slow or quick it reacted to news, to see if it was good or bad data. I mean, it was pretty much what was expected. But I find that very difficult to see how you could have taken buys with news. Pretty risky. So yeah, probably gonna want to see some rejection here with open, take us down, create support, and then continue. It's probably what I'm looking for now. If we're not retracing before open, if we're not retracing before open, then I'm expecting a retracement at open. So yes, that's what I'm kind of thinking here. Plus, we got the 1 hour closing. It's quite a big 1 hour candle. It's been moving up. I think we're due some form of pullback here. Right. Looks like it's pumping up. GJ's just running today. It's one of those runny days. Can anyone see my link? No, I'm sorry, we can't see the link. I can't tell you why. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't show for some people sometimes, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we can push up to like the next resistance and then have London Open pull it back. Maybe create some support back at 980.
Yeah, see, like, we were never going to take buys at 7 because of the news, you know, and then you couldn't take buys over here because we could easily come to this level and start to, you know, reject. So I mean, this candle just is one of those. It's like just a rare occasion. It just pumps up, has no wick to the bottom, and the only form of entry was basically the break of this weak bearish high. But I mean, that wasn't kind of it's a confirmation for potential continuation. But in terms of how this zone is, you know, how far was we going to get before we start to have some issues and reject? And this is pretty deep into the zone now, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see because there's nothing here that makes me want to enter in anywhere, or you know, I can't take buys somewhere over here because it's not giving me as much range. I want that full range. News is coming at news has already been news has been at 7 a.m. my time, GMT. You know, you want to be checking your news. You know, so we got bond action, CBI realized sales that's coming in at 11. We've We've got Euro news. We've got CPI news on Euro in 2 hours. Gold's melting. Ooh, I feel bad for the guy in gold sell and gold buys. Yeah, I told him, you know, because of this candle closing where it was. In fact, for a short-term play, this gold sells are nice, man. Stop obviously been pretty big. Okay, so we've got London open volume now. Let's see what happens over here. But, I mean, there is all the chance it could just continue moving bullish. But we're now in the new 1 hour stage. Just this is kind of like messy, you know. This whole zone is just messy, man. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. I gotta change the tune. Oh, looks like London Open's taking us further bullish. Should I sell it? Sell what? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you to buy or sell anything. But man, looks like we're GJ just running off without us today. Yeah, it looks like GJ just running off without us. So we're gonna have to wait for some solid support to form. Oh, it looks like the 4 hours reached that 4 hour resistance as well now. So yeah, looks like we missed that move. This was not trustworthy of this zone whatsoever. I mean, it's not done yet because we've tapped into 4 hour resistance. Obviously we're going to retrace a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, it looks like we have kind of missed this initial move up over here, so now we've got to wait for some form of retracement. What streaming service is that? It is Pretzel Rocks. They do yeah. Oh no, not the greatest, but I will. Right, let's check out this chart for Mo Abbas. Sent me a wrong chart, Mo Abbas. Well, you left a space, my friend. Okay, so this is the New Zealand USD. So you sold here, stop loss over here, take profit over here. Okay, so why did you sell there? If you want feedback, okay, so right, let's talk about feedback. So first of all, you need to tell me why you took the trade. Why you took the trade. Second of all, I can tell you one thing. Why your stop loss, right? Why is it all the way up over here? Right, I would say if you're gonna be like even too conservative, is gonna be stop loss right over here. That's gonna be very conservative. Like, and what I mean by conservative is being cautious to make sure your stop loss is in a good place. That's like the best place I'll put it. You know, if I was sold over here, you know, me personally, probably my stops would have been somewhere up over here. But this is like, I'd say at maximum how far away you need it to get your direction. If it comes above this level, you're wrong, right? The other thing as well is, I mean, where did you enter? Did you enter here or did you enter here? Have you taken profits? Is this your only TP? You know, you need to be labeling, you need to be talking about your reasoning. I mean, it just doesn't really tell me a lot. You know, you've sold there, fine. Why did you sell there? What was you looking for? The only thing I can do is just make assumptions at this point. So all I can assume is that you've waited for a break below the support and you're expecting price to continue moving down, which is fine. But I mean, what are you going to do if we see candles start closing back above? How are you going to manage that trade? Are you going to manage your risk? Are you going to bring stop loss tighter as price starts to continue into profits? You know, all these little things really do make a difference. Oh, what's pound yen doing? I don't know, it's like retracing, but I don't know, it's probably just London Open doing London Open. But I'm surprised it's moved up like this. I mean, I wasn't anticipating this at all. I was anticipating some support. I mean, we just had a lot of volume in a day that is just not really. It's just a bit annoying, really. We've had a good amount of volume for basically an area where I would have liked to have seen, you know, something a bit better above this area, you know. But is what it is. Play some UK drills, mate. Yeah. Gold. Well, my friend, I think you was in buyers, wasn't you? So gotta stick to your bias, man. You gotta learn from your own mistakes. If you look back through history, the claimant count news has pushed the price up, whether it was good or bad. Okay, I personally haven't really looked at that to know, but I'll bear that in mind. Didn't miss no move. There was zero confirmation for this trade, no confirmation at all. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, there was some confirmation in terms of, you know, okay, you could have anticipated a little bit of volume to continue, but I would agree that it's not a good confirmation setup, in my opinion. I do agree with you. Oh no, we'll see. There's plenty of things that can happen. If we start to retrade, create some support, that's something I'm going to be looking at. So, yeah, we will see. Okay, we've got another chart over here from, is it Maria? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you have to put a little space to get it to work. Oh, it's the same chart. Did I not check out another chart? Is Maria the same person as Mo Abbas? You sent me his chart. You sent me the same chart. Yes. No, you don't want to send me. You want to send me your chart, unless you're the same person. If the previous 30-minute candle made a bottom wick, then yes, could have taken the trade. But the fact it didn't make that bottom wick was just too risky. I agree. There was a confirmation. I don't know if there was much confirmation. What was the confirmation, man? Where would you put stop loss? You know, I don't know. Not on the higher time frame. There was no confirmation. Check GA, wasn't any bottom wick on the candle after closed above resistance. I see. Okay, let's check out this chart. Okay, this is pound yen. This is the 30-minute time frame. Price broke resistance. If price breaks resistance, looking to buy. Okay, I don't think you need these two minor levels. I mean, there's not much going on. There's not much labeling. There's not much target zones. Where's your targets? Where are you gonna buy? Where would you place stop loss? Are you waiting for support? You know, you need to be detailing these things. This is really important to your success. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, you got the right idea, but application is key. So, that's part of the issue there. We've got 3 minutes left for the first 15-minute candle to close of London Open. I mean, I think this is pretty difficult now. I mean, we've moved up. We've hit 4-hour resistance. We've already retraced a little bit. I mean, yes, we can come up and for these wicks, but the only way we're going to do that is some lower time frame support. And where's that going to be? I personally think we've missed this move. I personally think we've missed this move up now. Trade idea for your NZD: buy at 1.66450. If candle closes bullish, stop at take a look at your NZD. Yeah, looks like Euro NZD did the same thing as yesterday, broke below that support. I don't know. I think right now you should be looking for maybe like a little resistance for price to continue moving bearish. Right, have you sent another chart? Or is it the same one? Oh, I think the second one's different. Alright, I'll check your chart in a minute. What time do you trade until? Probably like 10 a.m. Yeah, around 10 a.m. Yeah, I think a little minor resistance would be a good opportunity to sell. Or you're waiting for some solid support to form to continue moving bullish. Okay, let's check out your chart. It's my entry. Okay, we're gonna take a look. See if it's got any labeling. Okay, so you just had a buy on the break of the high, is it? Is there, because there's not really not much information to tell me. I mean, that's a line where you entered, that's the price you entered, but I mean, I presume I'm gonna have to presume it's the break of the high. So you Place stop loss, middle of the candle. Okay, I mean it's pretty risky, but it worked out. I think you know, you need to have stop loss in a more conservative area. Stops have been pretty big, but yeah, I mean it made sense. So at least you had a winning trade today. It's pretty good. Missed it for sure. May let it come down until pre-NY. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it may retrace anytime. You know, we don't know. I know what I'm looking for. It may still happen. I mean, I say I've missed the move, but we've only missed the initial push. You know, we know how price works. We know how market structure works. So, yeah, I mean, we can. This may be a retracement. Who knows? So we just wait until we see what we want to see print. We also have the opportunity to look for a support above 148.250 because this is the most previous high point. And if we can create support above there, then we can also argue we can continue further up. So let's take a look. Where can we go once we break above 148.250? So let's take a look left. So we've got to take a look left. Right, so as we take a look left, so this is the current resistance we're at now. If we break above 148.250, then there's a very good chance that we can continue moving up to around 138.380. Right, and then if we can break above 148.380, then we have further clean candles at that point coming up to around 148.620, or we can even say 620, 615. So we have a good amount of range. But if not, I want to see some solid support formed. Yeah, we got some options today. You know, we got options today. So we may not get a trade on the stream, but I'm still waiting for what I want to see print for me to take longer term or, you know, intraday buys. It should be before pre-NY. It's only 8:15. Yeah, we got plenty of time, man. We got plenty of time. And while we're waiting and just chilling, I want to potentially go make a drink in a minute, so I need one badly. Looks like we're pulling back with London open a little bit here now, which is good. We want a retracement, but we're still respecting that 15-minute low, so it's not quite confirmed that we're going to start pulling back yet. EuroCAD. If you're just, man, look, people need to send charts if they want pairs looked at. You know, just putting in EuroCAD or just putting in GU or just putting in gold. I'm just not gonna take notice. But it looks like gold did continue moving down to the support level. Oh, looks like your JPY is potentially going to close back below that area. So if you were looking for sells, you would need a resistance to form in order to take sells back down to this next zone at that point. Yeah, you need some form of resistance to form. Pound yen kind of retracing a bit now, which is good. The only thing I don't like is the fact we've already tapped into 4-hour resistance. That's the only thing I don't like. But I am kind of anticipating a pullback. Well, it's what we all want to happen, really. But unless you're in buys. Why don't you use small time frame to try and find an entry for the buy? Because I think GJ usually the price not going to create the support on higher time frame when volume comes. It's going to create support on higher time frames. You know, it's going to do that a lot. That's a stronger confirmation, right? That's the strongest confirmation that you can get, is pretty much, you know, supports, resistances on higher time frames. You know, using the smaller time frames is good, but it's a lot more risky. It's, you know, there's little confirmation. It requires a lot more experience, and I'm not going to get ahead of myself for something that I'm not good at doing. I'm not good at taking entries on the 5 minute yet. I haven't even tried it, so I'm not going to do that until I know when I'm, you know. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But yeah, let's try and get some more likes in here, guys. We've got 32 likes. We've got 50 people here. Let's try and get some more likes. Obviously, I want to have a nice winning trade for us all today, but we got to wait for confirmation. You know, there was little confirmation for this move up. We did discuss why it happened with 7 AM, but I don't think I was expecting quite the push up. Should I sell trade CAD JPY? See, that's a bad question. I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not gonna tell you to buy or sell, man. Come on. If you want my opinion on a trade idea, then you send a chart. People know about these streams for long enough now. You want to trade? Come on, man. We're not children. What pair are you trading? This is pound JPY. Looks like Euro NZD's trying to continue moving down. So yeah, we'll see what happens. No, I said pound JPY. GBP JPY. No problem, no problem. So we've got 3 minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. I mean, if it closes bearish, if it closes bearish, then I think we could wait for that little bit of a retracement and then continuation. Love the stream, bro. Feedback on how I journal would be awesome. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you got a chart you want to send, I can kind of like tell you how you may want to go about journaling. But journaling is just kind of like individual. You know what means to you. I think you just need to focus on. I think you need to focus on why you took the trade. You know where your entries were your targets, what happened, how you could have done better, that type of thing. You know, you always want to see how you can improve. That's the main thing. Is how can you improve? You know, you always want to be seeing how you can improve. Does look like we're pulling back here with 1 minute left. Yeah, I really want to see a retracement. Are you gonna do USD and CAD economic calendar? There's no point because I won't be on the stream. I won't be on the stream because this is at 3 p.m. and we're gonna be finished by the time this news comes out. We're gonna stay for the CPI for Euro news, see what happens with that. But we'll be off the stream by then, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. We've got 20 seconds left. I want this 30-minute candle to close bearish. It's probably going to be a little bit of waiting here today, guys. I mean, we're going to need some solid support formed here. So I want to see a real retrace back to this area, create some support again, and then look to continue. What I don't want is it just to start breaking the high and running up. That's what I don't want. The 30-minute candle closed bearish. 1 hour candle still open. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I want to wait for something solid. So what does other people think about the, I know Freddie was asking me, but what do other people think about the roadmap out of lockdown? What do people think about that?
It's a massive joke, isn't it? Like, I mean, the fact that they say, like, you know, things like, they say nightclubs could open. It's like, these words are just so,
These words are dangerous.
yeah, they're not giving any direction at all, are they?
No, what they're doing is they're covering their backside, and what they're basically saying is, okay, we're gonna give you all hope that this is all over, but let me break it to you. Let me let you know prior, so you can't be annoyed. I can't guarantee it. You know,
Yeah.
we have a vaccine now, right? If you look at history, the minute a country has a vaccine, there's nothing more that can be done, unless you want to have our social distancing and doing all that crap for the rest of our lives, which we know doesn't even work anyway because of the figures. Then how do you explain? I mean, what else can you do? You know, unless we basically live, this is the new normal. Unless we live in a society where, you know, it's now illegal to go and visit your grandma. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna stop that. It's just the way they moved the goalpost, right? It's the way it was, you know, originally. Once we have the vaccine, it's the light out of the tunnel,
yeah.
right? You remember what they said? It's the light out of the tunnel. It's gonna be, you know, with just a few more months while the vaccine's in progress. Just hold on. We have the vaccine now. Oh no, now we need to make sure that we can't let the infections rise. But sorry, does anybody have a brain cell, right? If infections are rising, of course they're going to rise because we are living with a virus, right? What we care about and what you claim to care about is the deaths. So if less people are dying, then the vaccine has done its job. But the vaccine can't eradicate a virus completely. Do you know what I mean? I mean, what, have they generally lost their minds? I just don't get it.
Yeah, what's crazier as well is, like, if you actually look at, like, the way they're doing it, I know they're opening the schools and whatever, but, like, the next couple of months, we're still basically in a lockdown.
Yeah.
We can't really do anything still.
Yeah. I mean, we would have been in lockdown now, basically a year. And you're going to try and tell me that lockdowns work. If you can't control a virus in a year, then, I mean, but you can't even control a virus in you know, by the time it's hit your country, then it's too late. You know, I don't know why anybody hasn't just told the truth. You know, I don't care what, I mean, you know, they can say, oh, the scientists warned this, but they're only listening to one bunch of scientists that have the same way have the same view, only look at this from one angle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and what's deceitful? I'll say what's deceitful is they bring on loads of different experts that they, like, people that are watching believe they have these different ideas, but it's all from the same, like, mold, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, they know themselves. This is why I don't trust them. They know, right, that with these COVID tests, that there is, you know, maybe, I don't know, if you say you test 100,000 people a day, you can at least get maybe 2,000, maybe 1,000 people that come up false positive or false negative, right? It's going to be wrong. And yet they still want to say that they can't fully lift all restrictions until we have under 1,000 new cases a day. But I'm sorry, you could get 1,000 new cases a day just testing a population without any COVID.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because of the rate of error, you know, that error in the testing. Even the guy, listen to this. I read this the other day. and I didn't even know about this, and no government or our government even mentioned this, but the guy who actually created the test said that they're inaccurate and shouldn't be used for basically as a rate of infection, because they're inaccurate. They're
They still
not.
ran with it.
Yeah, and they still got. It just goes to prove, innit? It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
these people couldn't get more. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know, man. I'm so sick of talking about it. I am so sick of it. So I'm so glad I've got focus in my life. I'm so glad this job is not affected by. See, we need to be grateful as traders. It's a really good point, because we are not affected really, apart from volume, in the markets by, lockdowns. Unless you like there is something that actually restricts you, then it's different. But like generally speaking, like as long as we have Wi-Fi, we can trade anywhere, and I think that's really, really important. Because in terms of, this is why this is a really important skill to build for life, right? Because this is recession proof. These people, you have to understand, right? These people who are making these decisions to shut businesses, they can think about it, right? You can just be a normal working person, and like that, your life can be changed by one decision. Your whole life can be changed by another person's decision. Right, it's completely out of your hand. I mean, that is just mind blowing that someone can basically control your life. And I just think based on that factor, it emphasizes even more why this is necessary. To get this perfect and get this right. Well, not perfect, but get this right, because at the end of the day, this is a skill that can pay your bills. And if you lose your job, and that's very unfortunate, but that's out of your control. But in this situation, this is all in your control. The minute you come onto the chart, you can either make money or lose money, but that's all down to you. Obviously, there's probabilities and whatnot, but you know what I'm trying to say. If you come and do this, it's only down to the individual if you make money or not. No one's gonna come make it for you, basically. Market ain't gonna certainly pay you out for no reason. So yeah, don't be fooled. Anyway, I think we've got a chart here. So sent this with my earlier message. Don't think you ever see it. No, I'm sorry, I did not see that. I'll check that out for you now. Yeah, some come through, some don't. If I see it, I look at it. If I don't, I can't. So I'll do my best. Okay, so it's GA. Okay, nice. So you caught buys above that range. See, GA was a better range. We had the 30-minute candle creating a bottom wick, closed above. That would have been easy buys. So yeah, 100% buys with close up. Yeah, perfect. 15 pip range. You got your target hit there. Beautiful. Stop loss was below the 30-minute. I think that's great. Waited for a wick down before entry. Never happened. Price broke high and continued to TP with London open. Oh, you didn't take this trade. Did you take it or not? No FOMO. I don't think you took these buys. I mean, I personally think you could have still taken buys on the close, just put your stops below and then anticipated the next candle to continue up. Obviously, you're going to expect a little bit of drawdown, but you've got to be confident in your analysis. But I mean, if you didn't take it, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I would have said that was still good opportunity for price to continue bullish, 100%. But yeah, I mean, if you didn't take it, it is what it is. I'm still waiting on pound yen to do some shit over here. Okay, don't know why that was in caps. What was in caps? No idea. Hey, kindly check out this trade markup. Okay. I will kindly do so. But yeah, unlucky about that trade though. I think yeah, just for next time, you can look at that. Okay, so this is Euro NZD 1 hour. Waiting for price to break that strong resistance and wait for it to create support to take a buy or an impulsive entry with low risk. Okay, target take profit level. Okay, I would say that this is probably your target. This is probably your first target based on this zone. This is a potential rejection zone, and then I would say this is probably going to be a good area, because then this is the next resistance, or you're going to be looking at this small zone right over here. But I think overall this is going to be your first target either way. Okay, so we'll take a trade to mirror the clean bearish candle to the left. Okay, strong resistance both on 4 hour and 1 hour time frame. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'd say like right now, I mean, we've got bullish market structure because we're closing below the support, above the support. So I would say, you know, if we start to create support somewhere over here again, you can look to take buys and anticipate this high to break. Otherwise, if you're buying up over here, you know, you're risking buying again at the high, you know. And we see when price makes a high, there's always some form of retracement eventually. So, you know, you want to be really trying to get in where support levels are. So I think down over here is probably going to be a good level. Otherwise, yeah, break of this resistance could be a good idea to continue. But you really want to see price continuing moving up. But yeah, I would say this level is going to be your first target either way. Yeah. Are you using Green Day EA? No, I don't know what that is. I mean, even if we close bullish here on the 30-minute, this is still a support form. And I think that could be still a good opportunity to expect price to continue moving up into these wicks. But I don't know. You're gonna have to play that one by ear.
It's quite interesting. On the 30-minute, you had like obviously this, yeah, back on the 30.
Go back to 30, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, like, you had the rejection kind of to this level here, and then the candle ended up closing slightly just below. So you'd expect this one to probably come back down to this level first, but so it's just pushing up.
Yeah, you would have expected, but I think since 15 minutes trying to close like a strong, I don't know, it's very difficult. I mean, this 15-minute candle, obviously, if it closes bullish, we do have a support formed. You know, you could anticipate the next one to continue, but I'm just like, you know, is that really where I want to take buys? Not really. You know, plus we're coming into 4 hour, you know, these rejection wicks. We could break above, obviously, of course, but I mean, right now, I don't know. It's a bit of a difficult situation, I suppose. You know, we're still at this 1 hour weekly resistance level as well. Closing below that weekly resistance level. I mean, I think we're gonna. That's what I'm saying. Like, am I gonna want to take buys at a weekly resistance level just based off of a one? I think we're gonna need something a bit more solid than that. I mean, once we start creating some support, basically above 148, 160, or 170, anyway. That's where we can anticipate further upside based on the higher time frames for the rest of the week even. So yeah, I'm just even thinking, you know, we need something solid really, don't we? We need something solid. I mean, there's no way, you know, there could be all the reason this 30-minute candle flips bearish. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe they want you locked down. Well, that's the question. I mean, some people do. Some people generally do. They enjoy it. But those people don't think about others. That's how it goes. What strategy are we using? There's no we. There's just you and there's me. People always say we, but it's like, I do my thing on here, and you guys come to watch or learn. You know, we don't do things like me and my group. We trade together, but we don't take, you know, we don't necessarily take the same trades. We don't enter in trade like because I am, everybody else is. It doesn't work like that. We all have our own. We have our own way in this market. How about EJ? Can I buy? No. No, you can't buy. No, you're not allowed to buy anything. I'll let you sell, but you can't buy. No, I'm just kidding. But you need to, yeah, I spoke about this literally 20 minutes ago. I said I don't really want, this stream was not designed for those people that come on and go, oh, buy this, do this, can we do this, can we buy now, can we do that? No, I want people who are going to be here to learn, to help educate the rest of the community, and people with a little bit more intelligence. To have to ask someone, can I buy? I mean, come on, man. I'm not going to say to you, even if it was a buy, I wouldn't even tell you to buy, because that's not what I'm going to do. That's not what I'm here for. But you're going to get out of me telling you to buy. You're not going to get nothing out of that. I'm trying to teach people how to fish here. This is a craft. This is a skill. You can't just say, "Oh, do this, do that." It's not going to work out most of the time. You've got to. I'm here to teach people how to fend for themselves, how to develop a skill. So either bring your stationery to learn how to do that, or go and find a signal service elsewhere. Because quite frankly, I want people who are here to learn, and not people who just want signals and want to know when they can and can't buy. If you had a buy idea, you want to send me that, I give you my opinion on it, I tell you whether I think that's a good idea. That's different. You're learning through feedback. But I'm not having this. I refuse to have a stream full of that. I just can't. So from now on, people who come out with that sort of thing, I think I'm just gonna have to ask them to leave.
I was gonna say, why don't you put something on the on the screen? But you haven't. The corner. I've just looked on YouTube. Send labeled chart for review.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't make it up. You might as well tell people. I don't know. You tell people don't. This is a one-way street, and they still go down it. That's just people, I suppose. What can you do, man? What can you do? I'm not gonna spoon feed it. I've been like, if people were to meet me in real life, I'm very blunt. I'm very upfront. Like, if I wasn't on the stream and I wasn't trying to make a good impression, then I'll be telling those people to get lost. But I'm not a rude guy. I just need to make you see and understand why that's not what we're looking for here, and why actually it's not. You're not even doing yourself any favors. You're not doing yourself no favors, at all, whatsoever. So I don't know. Okay, so it looks like 15-minute. Obviously, we said create a support, but I'm waiting for a 30-minute counter to close. I'm waiting for a support on the 30-minute. I want to see something solid for price to continue moving up. I mean, ideally, I want to see a support somewhere over here, to be completely honest with you, but I don't know if we're going to get that here. I mean, we still got a bit of time for the 4-hour. And so, I mean, we already tapped into 4-hour resistance. Still got an hour left. Yeah, I don't know. This is a bit of a situation. So it looks like Euro NZD did continue moving down to our target there, but that was actually a very difficult sell. I will 100% agree. That was actually a very tough sell. Not much confirmation whatsoever for that. So, yeah. Now we're just waiting on pound yen over here to do what we want to see. Right, how many likes we got over here? We've got 37 likes. We can do better than that.
Got 4 dislikes today.
4 dislikes.
Yeah.
It's alright. They can't dislike it that badly. We've got one life and they want to spend their time on something they dislike.
They need them signals.
Well, they're not gonna get them. They're not gonna get them.
H, take a trade.
Yeah. Man. Just people don't get it. Like, you know, they might think I'm being harsh or whatever, but I'm generally just trying to help people. You know? Like, generally. I'm just trying to get people to understand. Like, you need to help yourself in this world. You know, no one's gonna give you handouts. Like, what do people think? Like, you can just come here and start making money? Like, you just think some YouTuber's just gonna, like, you know, you just think some YouTuber's just gonna make you rich? That's your life, you know? Like, come on, man.
Just to think as well, if you send a few charts in, there could be someone else trading that same pair and they can then give their view on it. Help you out as well.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, here we go. I'm just reading a news article today from Sky News. Lockdown easing could be slower than planned. Oh, what a surprise.
The day after.
Yeah, what a surprise, eh? They are scumbags, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really are.
This whole year is looking bleak. It really is.
Mate. They are just scum. You know, you give people a little bit of hope that they get to hold their grandkids again, they get to see their mums again, and then they, just... I don't know what to say, man. What'd you expect? What'd you expect from these people?
Nothing less.
No, nothing less. Looks like we're trying to create some support on the 30-minute. I don't know, we'll have to see. I just haven't liked it today. Like, just something just didn't feel right. Like, I just didn't really like it. What can I say? And I'm quite like, what's the word? Like, I'm not really liking buying into this rejection area. I don't know. I mean, it could work, but okay. So if I was to look back and I'd be like, okay, I want to buy over here. We have a 4-hour resistance, but we're anticipating the wicks to get filled and a potential continuation. Fine. So we need a solid support to form on the smaller time frames. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour's moved up, not really create a solid support. Plus, we've already made a high. We're kind of retracing a little bit. Maybe there's due some form of pullback. 30-minute, okay, we got a little bit of a pullback. This 30-minute's still open. If it closes bullish, yes, the next one can continue moving up. But is it going to be enough? I don't know. It just doesn't scream buys at me right now. I mean, I don't know. Let's wait and see how it starts to form within the last kind of like minute, and then we can make a judgment based on what we're seeing. Okay, Giza. Yes, Giza. What's your record? I mean, it's a bit of a broad question. Do you mean trading record? Do you mean my football record? Do you mean my secret singing career record? What are you talking about? Obviously, I know you're talking about trading, but yeah, I mean, if you wanna, were you after validation or proof of taking trades. Like, you can go check out the Instagram, all my trades that are taken on the live stream. I posted on my story there for a record, so I don't get accused of demo trading or whatever. From day one, I've literally done everything. Like, I showed the terminal. I'd be like, oh, here's the same MT5 account, same MT4, or what else? Sorry, I used to use MT4, same MT4 account, Vantage FX, blah blah blah. Here's the profit today. Did it all the time, man. You know, now I just, like, I don't need to prove shit to anyone. You know what I mean? People who know what I've been doing and know me, you know the journey. They know my process. You know, there's been some people that have followed me since day one, from when I first started off, you know, trying to make a name for myself, and they know because I showed the process. You know, not many actually show the process, you know. Like, there's a process to this shit. H, how much do you charge for the private group? I mean, it depends if you're looking for a one-time fee or the monthly installment option. But if you want to find out, head over to the website, go to the mentorship page, and the prices are there. But I know if I start talking about it, I'll get accused of trying to advertise myself. How old are you, mate? I'm 21.
Yeah, I think I want to see this area around 250 cleared first before I get any buys.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's even just let this thing move up, break above this, you know, rejection zone, and then wait for solid supports above 260. That could work. I mean, we could, even if we're creating support here on the 30-minute, there's no reason to say we don't actually break this and start to come back down to this level. Like, that would be a 1 hour, you know, retracing, creating support on the 1 hour time frame. I mean, there's plenty of ways it can you know what I mean, but we do have 1 hour left until the 4 hour close. So I think if we're going to move up to these wicks, then we're going to do it within this 1 hour. But I mean, even if I was to take a buy now, yeah, there's not enough range now anyway, so that's it. I mean, missed that boat anyway. I mean, you could have executed based on the 15, but a little bit, some people would argue, scary drawdown, and then even on the 15-minute, your range is only 11, 12 pips. I don't know. I think this could be just one of those no trading sessions. Missed the move, and that's it. I mean, we'll see what happens for the rest of the session. There's always going to be opportunities at that point. What's your Insta? It's on the it's literally on the screen, man. It's _H_FX_. Looks like the 1 hour is trying to close above these 1 hour resistance over here. 30-minute also breaking above this high right over there. I think, yeah, definitely 148, 250 is incoming at this point. So yeah, there's no buys now. We can't take buys because there's not enough range. So I mean, we'll have to look for potential further upside above 148.250, but not a break above, because now we'd be really buying at the high. We'd need a solid support. We need like a solid structure at that point.
1 hour does look quite good though. It's managed to break above. There's a resistance to the left.
Yeah. The only issue I have is that zone is a fake out zone on the 30-minute, which is where I'm potentially looking at, okay, well, maybe we could tap into that, start to reject, build up our support again in pre-MY, and then head back up to like retest that level again and break above. Since I opened my trade on 147.819. Nice, so you've been holding since 147.819. That's pretty good. You should be well up into profits. So 1 hour candles pulling back. Yeah. I personally think I'm still just going to wait here till we get like a solid support formed. Let price retrace deep. You know, see if we can come back to this area, create some support. I don't know. But either way, now we have created this minor support right over here. We've created support over here, so if we retrace, create some support here again, can still look for further upside at that point. You know, we may not have the volume right now to head up there, so I'm liking this retracement. I am liking this. I wanted to see the thing is, right, the thing is, if you think about it, there's no obligation to say that we still can't pull back with the 1 hour and then create some support on the 1 hour, see a nice wick rejection, which we spoke about earlier to start the stream. There's no reason we can't do that because of these wicks to the left, all these wick rejections here. You know, if we're really truly going to head up, I mean, we need to start seeing some rejections to the downside. And I think if we can come back to this level and do so, I think we can have a really nice trade. I mean, there'll always be options, right? So you just got to wait to see what makes the most sense to you, or wait to see what you want to see print, And right now, this is what I wanted to see print. And actually, now I'm seeing this retracement. It's making me feel like, okay, good. You know, good. Because this whole move may not have been like this correction, this partial correction of this candle. And if we start to come down, is basically what we should have had before the open and then the move up, you know. But if we're doing it after, that's still perfectly fine. Because we want to see quite a bit of liquidity being generated. And we're breaking down below these lows now, so anyone holding buys to 250 never got reached at this point. But either way, look, at the end of the day, right, I still feel great. Didn't take a trade yesterday, stayed out yesterday, still no trade today. I just feel no obligation to even take a trade. You know, the discipline level is gonna be at the highest I've ever had it. You know, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I think some support at like 980 could be good, because then we've made a high now.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I ideally want, of course. That's what I ideally want. But I can't ignore that we've created support here now. You know what I mean? That's the only problem with this whole situation right now. Because we may pull back to this area again, and then what you may find is we get another bullish candle forming here, which could be this platform for us to basically have the volume to break through. But I don't know. I just have to play it by ear, I suppose. I mean,
It hasn't broken the hour low yet.
No, it hasn't broken the hour low. It's kind of retracing a bit. I don't know. It was always due a wick down, wasn't it? So we just gotta wait. Man, people don't understand. Like, people say, "Oh, you get paid to wait in trading," but I mean, I basically waited all day yesterday. You know what I mean? And I missed the move. Like, I waited a long, many hours. I mean, past the stream. Not like waiting as in literally like this, like trading properly. I was obviously getting on with work, just checking back. But in theory, you know, I waited a long time for a move. So you do really get paid to wait. Looks like GJ is rejecting that current zone, setting up possible buys. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. I'm gonna go make some. I'm gonna go make a drink in a minute while we wait. Yeah, I think we're gonna. Yeah. Oh no, let's wait and see here. Let's wait and see what happens. Right, I'm gonna go run and make a drink now, quick, while we're still fresh into this 30-minute candle, and then I'm gonna come back. Also, EN's actually broken down. I think if your entity can create some resistance, you see some nice longer term plays down to support. Yeah, if it can create some solid resistance. We're over here. Euro JPY. Yeah, kind of made a resistance. We had a weak bullish candle. If the next one broke the low, is probability. Pound, just there. Gold, just ranging now. It's in this other range. Yeah. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Right, bear with me. Okay. Looks like GJ is rejecting that current zone, setting up possible buys. Yeah, let's take a look at the 15 minute. 15 minute is definitely still respecting the area. So it looks like it closed above that little minor resistance. So I mean, yeah, I think it could reach 148.250 here. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be another no trading day for me, to be completely honest. I mean, obviously, right now, overall, the 1 hour is doing a retest. 1 hour doing a retest. It has respected the previous 1 hour low. So, I mean, it should still continue moving up. Gold sells. Check gold, please. Yes, I think gold can continue moving bearish. Yes. Yeah, I think gold can continue down. 100%. We've got a lot of clean traffic to the left hand side. Obviously, your stops are going to have to be somewhere above the 30 minute. But that's quite a big stop loss. You know, a 1-to-1 is going to be basically down to 1802. I mean, 15 minute high is possible, but it's more risky with gold. It's like a 27 pip stop loss. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I think I'm gonna see if this 15 minute, how this 15 minute candle closes. You may want to wait for like a resistance, but looking on the 30 minute, we have a clean move coming down. Pound yen is retracing after that big wick. I suppose as well, it's the last week of the month as well, and usually there's a lot less volume in the last week of the month. So we're in the last half an hour of the 4 hour. I was going to say, Kelsey, do you think looking back, I mean, I know there was news, right? And that's one of the reasons why I stayed out. But let's say there wasn't news. Would you argue that it could have been a good idea to have like a buy stop above this 30-minute candle with stops below this low point? Then you have a high to retest. This becomes your target 1. Then you got 990, 980. This is target 2. And then I suppose we said, looking left 250 or 4 hour resistance to 180 would be target 3.
Yeah, possibly. Like sometimes we do see that. Like I know the 30 minute looks like we've broken below, but like on the 15 minute it looks like it made a high and then just pulled back a bit more, then to create that support, and then breaking them highs could be good.
Yeah.
At that point.
Definitely a very difficult move today. 100% very difficult move. I don't see it. Like this was not an easy move up. But I'm just gonna take a look on like maybe the 5 minutes, see if there was any confluence based on that. I mean, I mean, I suppose you could have argued, right? Let's say the 6:45 a.m. candle closed bullish, and you don't want to take buys straight away because it could break the high and then start to flip, which is definitely arguable. So maybe you could have waited to see like a 5-minute structure above that area, and then that would have been, do you know what I mean? From this area upwards would have been the buying opportunity. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still quite hard to catch though,
Yeah.
especially
I definitely think I've struggled today to like see. I mean, I did discuss the break of this weak bearish high, but then it didn't really make sense at the time, did it? Because we hadn't really even retested that resistance properly. Plus, I know if I took that buy over there, I mean, my stop would have basically had to have been all the way down over here for it to work.
did it run 18 pips, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it has moved quite weird today, I have to say.
Yeah, like, it's not something that I've kind of like. Obviously, I've seen it just break out, but it was the way the structure was. I mean, look at the actual, like, the time frames just don't really make sense. Like, there's so much a mess. You know, we had resistance, then we had support, then we broke down, then this is resistance. Like, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know. I have to admit, I have struggled here today. So I think it's going to be a good opportunity, though. You know, I mean, either way, right? When you miss a move, I think this is a really good lesson for a lot of people. Like, say today, like for me, right? I missed completely today's move, but I didn't lose and miss the move. You know, I didn't lose, I didn't take a loss, and then it went in the direction. I didn't take a loss, and I was completely wrong. You know, we spoke about what we wanted to look for. It didn't quite happen. We didn't kind of get what we wanted. And that's it. So now you have to look at how you could have caught the move. So that's what I'm going to be doing after the stream. Really trying to analyze how I could have got my hands on this move up.
I mean, if this like 30-minute ends up breaking a high on the hour, I mean, we had a break above previous resistance. We didn't ever break the 1 hour low.
Yeah.
And then as we were tracing, you probably could have got in, expected it to flip and fill the 4 hour wicks before the 4 hour close.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing I wouldn't like about that is the fact that, okay, your stop's gonna have to be here, and we said that we wanted to see this area be some form of retest. You know, and then if you stretch that left, okay, yeah, we've tapped into kind of like this level here. We can see that. That's fine. That's perfect. But due to these wick rejections of this zone, I thought we would see something similar right over here. And that would mean us getting stopped out. Had this situation, right here now, been happening here, so let's say this candle closed above, so this candle here closed like this, right? Obviously big candle, whatever. And then this one did the retest. You know, that's the point I would have been in buys. And then if I see this pulling back to this area, I know this was the wick rejection from previous. And then now we're going to start to potentially head back up at that point, leaving this zone. But it just hasn't happened over there. It's happened over here. And maybe that's the point. I should have worked out that, you know, this wasn't happening here. I missed that boat. It's moved up too far. That idea is happening over here.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to see, right? That's what we've seen before. That's what we would look for. Like, we were looking at previous examples of that. We even, yesterday's example, same thing really, wasn't it? Because, where was yesterday's example? Yeah, because we had this, I think it's on the 15-minute, isn't it? Hold on, where was yesterday's session? Oh, there we go. Yeah, because we had this previous zone here to the left-hand side, these previous consolidation we had here, we had support, we had wicks. We wanted to see that same situation happening over here before we continue moving up. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't even get that today. So I think the candles flip bullish now. Oh no, we created support on the 15-minute. This 15-minute candle's moving up. Yeah, I would say based on from what I've seen with experience, if we break this high, then we're heading up to 250 or right over there. based on the structure. 100%. We're creating structure, we're creating support right over here. We rejected this area. So if you think about it, right, I mean, if we had range, I would be joining people with short-term buys now, but there's only like 7, 8 pips, right? And the way that we see the structure is, okay, well, we made a high, we formed support, right? We broke above. This kind of respected that high, but it tapped into the support. Support created. Next one will continue moving up. 100% it will continue moving up, but there's just not enough range. There's not enough range. I don't want to be taking buys there. I wanted my buys done over here. I mean, let's say even you got in. Could have even got in on this bottom wick, but then that's the thing though. I wanted this situation, this support to happen, right, somewhere over here. Because then I could have kept my stop loss way below the breakout situation. If you keep your stop loss down over here, you're anticipating a continuation. And the thing about this situation is that because you have to anticipate the continuation, and we spoke about a potential retracement, if that did it, you would lose. If it retraced back to the area it broke out from, you would lose. So you have to accept that, and that's what I didn't want to accept. I didn't want to accept for that to happen. That's why I didn't take the trade. But from a structural point of view, the 15 minutes giving clear indication, I mean, that it's going to continue up. But it's like, you know, there's always that probability aspect, you know. And judging by the fact that 30 minutes breaking the high, 1 hour is now flipping bullish. Yeah, I think we should fill these wicks, you know. But we got the day. We got the day. I didn't take this either. I wanted a low wick first for it to then continue to break the high. Yes, it broke the high very quickly. Like if we had a little support formed in here, I would have anticipated the volume we would break up, but we didn't. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen. 4 hours, got 20 minutes left to close. We'll see, because every time 4 hour breaks above resistance, there's always a pullback. So this is not really the place to be getting in. You know, I say look for buys above 250, but I mean it's only going to be a short-term play. It's eventually going to reject. You know, if you historically look, every time we break resistance on the 4 hours. So here was 4 hour resistance. We break above and then we pull back. 4 hour resistance, break above, pull back. 4 hour resistance, break above, pull back. It's literally the same thing over and over and over again. So it just goes to prove the areas you want to be getting in those buys is these pullback supports. Here, over here, over here, right? So I mean, I suppose we missed it from the Asian session perspective. But really, you know, it didn't really happen until we started breaking above the 4 hour high based on where the next 4 hour candle closed. But yeah, I think it nearly reached 250. It got to 230. I see Paul. Them took an entry at 146, 160, and the break of the high reduced risk. 146, 160. Do you mean 148? 148, 160? Yeah, I think that's very risky, to be completely honest. There's not a lot of range, you know, you'll be surprised. And plus, this is a rejection zone on the 4 hour. So, I mean, when I see rejections, I want a short-term support to have that initial breakup. So, I don't know, I don't agree with that. I think if you were going to take buys, the stop would have been need to be maybe, the entry maybe needed to been, you know, on the bottom wick or the close, but they do their thing in here. They do what they got to do, but I don't agree with those buys. I think we missed the move at that point. But obviously I hope it works out. Oh, I think they would have got stopped out, wouldn't they? Because the 15-minute actually came down to break below both the lows. Yeah, see, even that, yeah, see, I'm glad I didn't take these buys either, to be completely honest.
Yeah, the hour did close above, but the wick was, yeah, it wasn't giving the next candle any range. So if it was going to head up, it would have had to come back down first, and then to flip in the end, which it has, but it's still having problems now, isn't it? So
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, right, I spoke about this, because this is a previous area, right, we can 100% pull back to this zone based on the 1 hour time frame, create support over here again, and then continue moving up. That is the place I want to be taking buys, right over here, because then we're above all these high points where we've made a high at that point. We're not buying at the high. We're not trying to anticipate volume and then get screwed with a fake out. We're trying to wait for support to continue moving up. That's what I want to wait for. You know, I think if I don't get that hit today, then I've missed it, and I have to just accept that. But I think that's pretty much what I want to look for, really, because otherwise, you know, do I really want to be taking buys above here? I don't know. To some extent, it's gonna move up. It's gonna move up. We know that it's gonna move up because of the way that it moves. So let's actually look at this for a sec, and let's see how much further we tend to move up with you know, like resistances. So let's take a look. So this is a good example. This was a 4-hour resistance from the 16th of Feb. That was at 147,400. So let's go to the 30-minute. So this area was a 4-hour resistance level, right? Now notice how obviously we have this initial push up, which is perfect. We push up, great. So yeah, you can bag some pips, like, you know, there's this initial like 30, 20 pip move up, great. And then you just see, boom, complete retrace back to that level. That's what I want to be careful about, you know, when it comes to taking buys above these 4-hour resistances. You know, it's much better to be taking buys at 4-hour support to reach a 4-hour resistance in an uptrend. You know, if you think about it, right, if you actually just scaled in, right, to the time frame, then every time, you know, 4 hours started to create some version of support, you look on the smaller time frames for buys. I mean, you know, just like, it goes that way every time. You know, it goes to this resistance, next one creates support, hits this resistance, creates support, hits this resistance, sorry, this one there, and then we pull back. Now we're hitting this resistance again. You know, it's just a simple uptrend. Obviously hard to execute on, but in principle it's simple. But man, I mean, look, even if I haven't taken a trade here today, like the discipline levels that I've got now, I mean, you know, I've never had this sort of discipline before. You know, by now I would have already taken 2-3 trades in a week, and so far I haven't taken none. I want to be, you know, I tried to be selective, and now I think I'm at a point where I am very selective. You know, if you look at the trades I've taken since, you know, trying to talk about adapting, I mean, I wouldn't have taken one single bad entry, just one losing trade that was probability. The rest all ran really nicely. So let's see what gold's doing. So gold's kind of pulling back, which is perfectly fine, but I think the best outcome with gold is always going to be a resistance, because if you get a minor resistance created on gold, that's a pretty solid confirmation that, you know, we'll eventually fill these wicks and continue down. So it looks like GJ 15-minute closed bullish, 30 minutes still open, 1 hour also still open. But anyway, hopefully Wednesday, Thursday should be better. Man, I've just seen quite a funny meme of Boris. So have you ever watched so you obviously watched you know Ant and Dec, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't remember what show it is, but like they like to do like the odd prank where what they do is they get like a celebrity or someone in a mic and they'll get them to say stuff to other people. Yeah. So there was a meme and it was like it was Boris doing his speech, and then there was a photo of Ant and Dec in the background with their microphone, and then they're going to him. They're like, now tell them they can start clubbing from May, and then they're like giggling, rubbing in their hands, and it's like it's so true. Like he's just bullshitting.
It might as well be that.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, they used to be great though when they used to do that, or go around to people's houses and like just. Oh, that's great.
Funny shit, man. No, that I see. As people, I think they're okay, but I mean they should stay out of like politics and stuff. When people like that get involved, like it just I don't know. I end up losing a lot of respect for them. But
yeah, just stick in their lane.
Yeah, that's it. Entertainment should just stay entertainment. It's like football. Football's become so political now. That's why I hate football. I don't even watch it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Football used to be, a game about bringing people together, but now it's more about, it's all about pushing political messages. Ain't even about football anymore.
They're still taking the knee for the Black Lives Matter thing as well.
I know. I mean, I don't know, man. It seems to be quite a sensitive subject for some people. I don't know. I just believe, like, there is a double standard. I mean, you can't say there isn't, because at the end of the day, they can sit there and say, oh, the Black Lives Matter and stuff, but at the end of the day, they talk about, like, okay, let's just say, for example, I'm not even trying to get political, but you see the Capitol riots, right? You see how the media made, wanted Trump off the face of the earth for just speaking the fact he wanted his people to fight for what they believed in, right? But not physically fight, metaphorically fight, of course. Yeah, everybody knows that Black Lives Matter as an organization caused $1 billion worth of damage in America. They're responsible for deaths of innocent police officers, random people, businesses burned down, all these things. But they want to, like, idolize this organization. Like, I don't know. I mean, if that doesn't scream like there's a problem, then I don't know what doesn't. If you're going to have a standard that there's this zero tolerance for violence or violent speech, especially when it's from someone that the media don't like, then I mean, how can you put up an organization that basically has done the same, but I mean, 20 times worse? You know, I mean, they rioted for months. I mean, America was burning for months. You know, maybe our media didn't cover it, but I certainly have my media sources, and you know, they reported the truth about it, and you know, you see it with your own eyes, like, and it's just crazy to think our footballers are. I know not all of them take the knee though, but I think they'll stop doing that when the fans come, because the fans won't have it. You know, they'll twist it obviously and say it's a racist thing, but it's not. It's just about, you know, they don't agree with the organization. I mean, I don't want to go in there, but as an organization, I don't agree with them. I believe in the message, of course. You know, black lives obviously do matter, and of course everybody's life matters, right? But as an organization, I disagree with them as an organization. And we should be allowed to do that. You know, if we can't disagree with an organization, then like it's not free world then, is it?
Hi Harrison,
Yes, Salim. How's it going, bro?
how are you doing? Right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
I just wanted to mention about gold. I think better sells would be on close below 1804 400, because obviously we've had, if you look on the 15 minute, so we've got that, we've
Minus
had
support.
a resistance on the left. Now we're creating another resistance and a support at 1806 for 300. So I think better sells would be on close below 1804 500, because obviously it's not too far until 1804 500 is about what, like 18 pips. So I'd say, especially with we've got less volume now,
Yeah.
I think it would be better to wait on that break, because as you can see, we still have got wicks. We're trying to break that level 1804, but we're still rejecting. We're still closing above where the support that closed at 8 o'clock last night.
Yes. This area here, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I think definitely 100% you got the right idea, right? No doubt about it. And I don't want to criticize anything you just said, because your idea is your idea, right? If you have that idea, that's perfect. But just my perspective, this is the way that I see it. So the way that I see it is obviously right now, okay, yes, agreed. We're reacting to this minor support. So what I always say is, when we have like these kind of like minor zones within a higher time frame clean range, and let's say like obviously right now we can see obviously we closed at this level, but notice how this candle here, it tapped into this support, right? We can see that it tapped into the support. So if this candle closes bearish, if we do create a minor resistance on the 15 minute, I think there's a very, very, very high chance that we'll break through this minor support and continue down with the higher time frame clean candle. Now obviously we may react a little bit on the 5 minute, whatever, you know, we may wick back up above it, but that's completely up to you. You can wait to see how it reacts, wait for it to make a low, get a little bit of a retracement, and then sell it. That's perfectly fine. But for me, just how the structure's forming now, I would say if we can create resistance here, there's a very, very, very strong possibility for us to continue down, based on what I've seen on gold in this particular situation a lot of times. Now gold can be a little bit uncertain at times, like, you know, sometimes you think it's going to do something, it just doesn't. But you know, if you look on the 30 minute, like, it makes complete sense. You know, we closed below the support, we're now leaving this zone. This is a zone, we're now leaving this zone, and then I think as a minimum we could reach this area here based on the wick rejections, based on where we're kind of tapping into. So we're looking at maybe like first target is going to be 1803. Then I think below that level, then we have, you know, that further clean candle down, and then we can come down to like 1797, 1798. But I would say the way that which the 15 minutes setting up, I would say, you know, practically it's breaking the low over there. I would say there's a good possibility we're going to continue moving down even now, or if it retraces and closes, you know, as long as it closes bearish, I'd say there's a very good chance gold will continue down. But yeah, I still think your
Yep.
idea is 100% valid, and you know that you may be right. You know, I'm no wizard, but from what I've seen, that's what I've seen happen a lot of times. You know, but
Naturally, like to be fair, yeah, it does make sense because obviously the resistance is getting created below that support.
and I remember, you know, these supports, 100%. You always need to be cautious of it, but this is just a minor support within a overall range. You know, and when I see prices already tapped into an area, which it has, and when I see it's already reacting to certain minor levels, and then we start to see volume coming in, you have to kind of anticipate them to break. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna be stuck with waiting for something to happen, and then you miss the move because you're like, oh well, I wanted to see this little minor level break. Well, as long as we broke, let's put it this way. Let me give you this perspective for a sec. It takes more volume to break this support level because it's a higher time frame support, strong support. You can see the amount of tap-ins we got, right? We need more volume to break that than we do this. So the fact we've broken that suggests we have the volume to break this minor level. Does that make sense? Right? Because if we have the volume to break through a strong support on the 30 minute, on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, whatever, then we have the ability with the volume to break through a minor level. And it does seem like we're breaking down below it. So I mean, if you got in gold sales on the break of that low, you should be moving into profits, and I think you can even start to look to go break even.
GJ's been pushing up a little bit.
Has it?
It's broken the 4 hour wicks.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That kind of supports the move down on gold. Oh, you're right. Man, even if I had buys from when I called out that 15-minute support, man, that's just still a 20 pip move there. I don't know. I think I'm gonna I don't know, I can't take buys until I see a solid support. I just don't really want to buy when we're in these new high points. You know, there's always these pullbacks. I think we'll see how MY sets up. You know, I think we'll see how pre-MY sets up, because at the end of the day, if we do make a high retrace from support in MY, then I'll feel more confident that we can continue moving up. Do you know what I mean? Whereas right now, just taking buys above this resistance, it's almost like just buying at the high, isn't it? You know, you just want to be a little bit more cautious, I suppose. But we do have this support formed. You know, if we retrace back to that area, that's also another place I'll be looking for further upside. But yeah, what a crazy day today, man. I actually think it was a pretty hard day. I mean, at least we didn't take a loss. Well, I didn't take a loss. You know, so that's the main thing. But for Monday, Tuesday, still no trade. Wow. What's going on with me? So we've got the 30-minute candle closing bearish on gold. So we'll see how it reacts. I mean, yeah, if it does react to the 15-minute support. But I think as long as it closes bearish, the next one will also continue down. There we go. So the 15-minute candle closed below this minor support to the left-hand side. So I would say at this point, I mean, it has fairly clear path. Next target is going to be this wick fill, and then it should continue moving further down. 30-minute candle also closed bearish. Yeah, nice day on gold actually. Really nice day on gold. For higher time frames now coming into full swing. It does sound like Super Mario music. I know. I do hate it, but it just makes me not speak with every 2 minutes. Man, speaking on the stream all the time, it just, it's like you drive yourself a bit mad at some points because you're like, oh, I need to say something. No one spoke. So your NTD can try to continue moving bearish. What a mess on EJ. What a mess. So yeah, I suppose we're gonna have to wait just to see what happens with pound yen after the stream. So I think we're gonna call it a day here soon. We've been here since 7 AM now actually. Started the stream earlier today. When was the last claimant count? When was the last one? Sorry, when was the last unemployment rate or claimant count? 26th of Jan. Let's go back because that guy said that he reckons it always moves price bullish. So let's take a look. Because we have one this year. 26th of Jan. 26th. 28. Would it have been at 7 a.m.? Because it did push price up, but the structure was still bearish. So, I mean, not really much help. Would it have been at 7 a.m.? Most likely been at the same time, right? When was the last one? Was it the same? 15th of December. Let's see if that's the same situation. Not something I've ever like looked at, to be honest. 15th. It's wrong. In December it moved it up, but then it closed bearish. So yeah, I don't know then. I don't know about that one. I think that's best to stay out in those situations, which is what we done today, and I think we feel good for it. Well, I do. Got to start a maze trying to just get back to where you was. I got to follow some crazy path. Right. So yeah, probably gonna want to wait for a solid support to form to look for further upside. That's what me looking for. We'll see. I think we could revisit this liquidity area. I think we could revisit 148.050, 148.060 based on our most recent price action. So something I'm looking at. Plus the 4 hour just open. We should wick back down into the zone with the new 4 hour candle, which kind of makes sense then for some partial correction. We come back to this 140.050 level, and then we look to buy it back up again, basically to retest the high. Okay, let's see what gold's doing, and then we're gonna look to start calling it a day. Yeah, I think gold should continue moving bearish. Yeah, I think it should. Pound, yen. Yeah, just gonna have to wait till after the stream, to be completely honest with you. Alright then guys, I think we're going to call it a day here in a second. So let's just take a look at gold. So gold is retracing. Gold is retracing back to that level. So probably the 30-minute trying to create a little bit of a top wick. Otherwise, you know, it may need to be a resistance on the 30-minute time frame. That's still perfectly fine. But there'll always be conditions for which gold will need to continue down. So it may need to come to a retest on the 1 hour time frame. So yeah, just one of those situations. So obviously looking at pound yen, I think right now, you know, we can't really just buy it like outright. You know, we need to wait for solid confirmations that we can continue higher. Probably going to want to wait for some support. We got the new 4-hour candle just opened as well. So I ideally want to see some form of retest or at least a wick down into this area, and then I'll start to leave this zone with solid supports being created. But yeah, we'll just have to kind of play that by ear. EJ just dog crap right now, so don't even worry about that. EN, I think good sells are going to be below this support on your NZD, but I think you're going to need a solid or at least a minor resistance in order for your NZD to continue down, because it's quite a difficult range. But it should correct this move coming down to support. And then GU, we didn't really look at GU, but it seems like it was consolidating for a bit. It's now broken above resistance. So yeah, it should continue moving up, but again, it's kind of like, yeah, 4 hour, yeah, it can continue moving bullish on the 4 hour. But always supports are going to be those solid options to take a trade, you know, waiting for solid candles to close in your direction. You just can't really go wrong. Obviously you can go wrong, but what I mean is it's the best thing to kind of wait for, you know, when you have a candle close in your direction, much better probability on your side. So yeah, alright then guys, so we've had a good day on the stream today. No trade today, but it's not the point, you know, we're executing, sorry, not executing, we are what's the word, we are, well, we're setting an example for discipline, right? You know, we're setting an example for discipline. We're not trying to just buy willy-nilly with no confirmations. You know, if this didn't play out, everyone would be going, oh yeah, no confirmation. So it's like, it's just good to, I'd rather miss a move than lose, you know. So if I missed the move, it's perfectly fine. And we didn't take a loss. Still haven't even taken a trade yet this week, so we'll see how tomorrow brings. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I think it should be a good rest of the week. But yeah, so if you've enjoyed today's stream, drop a like on the stream. I really appreciate that. Helps everybody. Yeah, helps everybody to see what we do here, spread in the value, and overall just a token or a sign of the appreciation. So yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much everybody for coming on.
Thank you, Alison.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, Sam. I was literally just about to read your comment out.
No, it's all right. No, like I just want before you go, I just want to mention something. You know, the reason like what I was a bit wary with the sales where it was,
Yeah.
you know, it's because we've got like a low volume. So usually when it comes to like a minor support, when there is like less volume, usually it reacts, it just bounces back.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's still there would be a chance, you know, for the sales to play out. But it's just then you'd look at the stop loss and everything. But I agree, like the 30-minute looks really good, and the high time frame just looked like it was just gonna melt. It was gonna look good also, like, you know, for the swing trade.
Yeah.
But it's just the lack of volume. I think if it was like during the NY Open or the NYSC, the sales would have worked like really good.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I mean, London has a definitely less volume with gold, but just when I see this got a structure on gold, I'm like, okay, maybe this is the day. Like, you know, it is going to be a push. Now, I just think I still think it's going to head down. I think this is a retest based on the hourly, which obviously we're going to need more volume. And as we come into pre-MY, I think we'll start to see that play out.
Definitely.
But yeah, bro, listen, even if you got your idea, you know, no matter what I say, you stick to your idea, because you're going to learn whether you're wrong or right. You know, you're going to learn something. You know, even if, you know, the top trader on gold said to you, no, I wouldn't be taking sales until this, you know, it doesn't matter, because it's what you see. and you're gonna learn from that. And actually, you know what, you were kind of right, because although it closed below that minor support, clearly it's an important area because we have kind of like pulled back from it. Shows a lack of volume, like you say, and we was expecting that volume and it didn't happen. So so yeah, you were spot on, and that's it. Like obviously it's come back to do some form of retest. I think it still can continue down, but I hope you get your
Definitely,
I hope you get your hands on your idea, mate.
yeah. Thank you, thanks, Harrison. Thank you for the live streams. Honestly, they really do help a lot. Like
No,
just it's more of like a discipline. The routine, having to wake up and just listen for you to commentate. That's really good. I do enjoy it. It takes a
okay.
lot for someone to do it. To perform in front of a lot of people. It's a task to do. And I salute you for that.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, that's it. For those exact words is the reason why I do it. If it's helping you, if it's bringing your life a routine, if it's bringing, like it's kind of like it's creating a habit for you, and it's creating a habit for a community, that discipline and consistency just becomes normal. Anything that you create as normal will become you evolve around it. And if getting up every morning to trade becomes routine, then that's now your new normal. So your consistency is there now. Your discipline is there now, because you get up every day at the same time. You mark your charts out. You do the same thing every day. So, man, I really appreciate everything you say, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No, thank you, man. All right, cool. So we're gonna call it a day there. So Salim, have a great day. Who else? Kelsey, have a great day. Everyone on YouTube, have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow. So
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, no
See
worries.
See you later, Kelsey.
In a bit, Slim. Have a good day.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be back at 7 a.m. So from now on, guys, it's now stream is starting from 7 a.m. So just to let you all know, so you now know. So from this week onwards, next week onwards, the stream will now begin at 7 a.m. I think it's better because we usually see a volume push at 7. I get up, I'm on the screen anyway. I just always like a little bit longer to like kind of like freshen up and whatnot. But you know what? Who cares? Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, might as well start it that little bit earlier, get a little bit of a head start. We can start planning for open, and we can whatever we want to do. So yeah. Stream starts from 7. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Drop a like on the stream.